Hello everybody, Manithral here and welcome to the weekly update video for OSRS. Now this week we have the Dead Man Armageddon and While Gothic Sleeps tweaks up first, and while we get into the changelog for Dead Man Armageddon, it is worth mentioning the following worlds have been actually removed from this. They don't actually mention it up above, which is kind of shocking, but so the worlds that are levels 3 through 50 that have been removed is US West 142, 238, 241, and 242. US East 172, 173. UK 107, 108, 203, 204. DE 162, 250, 251, 256. AU 293. And 294, and then levels 51 through 70, US West is 138, 139, US East 104, 170, DE is 158 and 160, and AU is 291. Now let's head up to the regular news that is going on. So the Dead Man Armageddon, significant increase to the rate of the bleed effect on Morgan's Javelin and increased damage per hit to 10. The UI now correctly reflects the remaining time before this year's Dead Man ends. Removed warning messages that players played when players attuned to the Sigil of the Fortune Farmer interacted with implant jars. Increased quantity of the breach NPCs at region breaches. Updated Slayer points required to choose a task when using the Sigil of Slaughter from 30 to 60. Players with less than 90 Slayer points will be warned that they won't have enough points to cancel a selected task. When attempting to log into the Dead Man world with World 45 data, players will now be informed that they must reset their permanent Dead Man account with Nigel in Lumbridge. Dead Man tournament accounts, especially one defense peers, can now progress through the Hero's Quest, normal Dead Man, and other normal accounts to remain unchanged. Then we have While Gothic Sleeps. They added a consumable teleport to the Gothixian Temple to torment the Demon's Loot Table. Updated the UI with a new multi-way icon, which indicates whether players can fight 1, 2, or 3 demons at a time. Updated Movario's notes, restoring some of the details from the original RuneScape version. Please note that the old school's lore means that there are still some differences. Lucian has had a makeover. He looks more formidable. Refreshed Lady Runok with updated animations and bulkier armor. Updated and added extra dialogues throughout the quest to make it more in keeping with the original, though again there will still be differences. Recolored the balanced elemental and fight with Surak for accessibility. Added a chest to Movario's base which contains the runes needed for the door puzzle. They will appear there only once. Therisk will now give out Snapdragon Seed for free rather than charging for it. He still only gives one. And Sapphire Lanterns are no longer destroyed on death during the quest. Acrase will now provide one-time teleport to Ice Mountain for the Black Knight section, and will also remind you they need a disguise to enter the fortress. When working on the Herblore puzzle in the Gothixian Temple, the corresponding alternate ingredients will now be returned to you. So for example, if you place a herb on the statue that already has one, the first herb will be given back. You can now store your elite black armor and the dark squall robes in your player-owned house. The Borav can now roam free within your player-owned house. The skeletons at Lucian's camp will now always be aggressive once Lucian has spotted you, regardless of any disguise. They won't be fooled twice. You can now use runes from your rune pouch for the teleorb. All tiles from the Gothixian symbol can now be walked on without any issues. The Emberlight can now still be used for the Master Clue Scroll step, as a stand-in for the arc light and can be added to your stash unit. Mark of Darkness will now last 5 times longer if the purging staff is equipped when cast. Players can now forge the Ember Light no matter which items they combine first. Elite Dark Warriors, Rangers, and Mages have been given melee, ranged, and magic defense stats. Updated NPC contact options have been updated to reflect new NPC. The Wonderomancer will now acknowledge a certain NPC's tragic death. Adjusted the consistency of certain NPCs' chat heads to reflect the story progression. Flames can no longer be seen from the floor below during a certain boss fight. Resolved a graphical issue affecting Emberlight. Other changes consist of the attack option for Zux is once again visible during the introductory cutscene. The undead pirate lockers in the east of the wilderness are no longer open for non-member worlds. Visiting the Trouble Brewing minigame no longer wipes the effect of the stuff from any vats you've got fermenting. Fix the bug which caused the burning effect from the eclipse at Ladle and the burning claws not to clear upon leaving the player in-house combat ring. The burn effect is now also reflected in the debuff and buff bar. Akka, Zarpus, and Nylos can now be affected by burn damage. And then we got PvP Rhoda, which is going to period A, so 539 US PvP, 318 UK Bounty Hunter, 548 Germany High Risk PvP, 577 US Free-to-Play PvP, 559 UK LMS Competitive, and Worlds 390 AUS LMS Competitive, and 569 AUS for Bounty Hunter have been activated with this Rhoda. PvP Arena is using the max/med loadouts for rentals and tournaments this week. And other than that, as far as you can see here, there is different medals. You can actually win these medals too for the Deadman Armageddon, so do keep that in mind. But there is also a pin and key rank on the official merch store for this as well. But that is about it, other than some merch that was added, which the sites are pretty sick if you ask me. And that's a Scythe hoodie, and there's all kinds of goodies, so do check it out if that's what you're interested in. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, later guys.